Today on Sports Talk, LeBron James and Paul George make their decisions in free agency. Was it the right decision? Is Kawhi Leonard going to be traded here to the Lakers, to Philly, to Boston, or will he end up holding out for the 2018-2019 season? And the rest of the NBA free agents, where did they go, and where will the rest of the free agents go? Next on Sports Talk. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon, and welcome to the first episode of Sports Talk here on the channel. Yes, it's not a Friday. Like I said, this show would be on Fridays, but obviously a special show because of NBA free agency. LeBron James made his decision to the Los Angeles Lakers. Paul George made his decision to not go to the Los Angeles Lakers. He decided to stay in Oklahoma City. We'll talk about all that. Kawhi Leonard, all that drama going on right now. He's now saying that he's willing to hold out for the 2018-2019 season. We'll talk about that, as well as the rest of the NBA free agents. DeAndre Jordan, he decided to sign Will Barton. Nikola Jokic stayed in Denver. We'll talk about the rest of those free agents in later on in the episode. So let's go ahead and start with LeBron James. Obviously, the big news coming out last night. LeBron James decided to leave to Los Angeles, leave Cleveland, and I mean it's one of those things where I think it was really just between LA and Cleveland. He decided to go to LA mainly because it's the best decision for his family, for his business. It wasn't really a basketball decision. Now, obviously, for basketball-wise, when you're the best player in the world, anywhere you go, and what he's probably thinking is he's so great that anywhere he decides to go, they will be a championship contender. So, again, I mean, it's a lot of this decision had to be about his son, Bronny. Bronny's going to be in high school in a year. Where, what does his basketball future look like? If Bronny's goal is to get to the NBA, LeBron obviously trying to make sure that his decision affects his family in the best possible ways. They already live in LA for half the year or so. So again, it was a big family decision. When you look at it basketball wise, was it the best decision? No, of course not. You're going to a team who was not a playoff team, who was not going to be a playoff team. The whole Lonzo Ball, LeVar Ball mess that's going on in LA. I mean, Lonzo can't shoot, can't score really. You have a bunch of young guys in Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram. While they're talented, they're not ready yet when it comes to being able to win a championship, being able to beat teams like Golden State, being able to beat teams like Houston. So was it the best basketball decision? No, of course not. But again, when you're LeBron James and when you're as good as he is, you can possibly make moves to get other stars. It is LA, so you have that advantage, and players want to play with LeBron. I mean, we've seen it in the past. Now, we'll see what happens with the Kawhi Leonard stuff. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But, again, you have the ability, if you're LeBron and now if you're the Lakers, you have the ability to sign other players, other talented players, and you have the cap room too. So, again, yes, Paul George didn't decide to go to LA, but there's other players. And it's not just this. The thing, too, that especially the Laker fans got to understand, and the rest of the NBA, this was not a decision made by LeBron saying, I'm going to win a championship next year. That's not going to happen. I think they'd be lucky to make it to the Western Conference Finals at this point. This decision for LeBron was family, was business, and then was a long-term deal. Remember, this is a 4-year, $153.3 million deal. It's a long-term deal. It's just like what he decided to do with Miami. It was, hey, I'm going to sign here long term, and we're going to figure this thing out as we go. Hopefully, obviously, it makes it easier if Kawhi Leonard is on his way or whatnot. But again, if you're the Lakers, I think you say, you know what, we're going to kind of back off the Kawhi Leonard trade talks. We're going to see how this thing goes for a year, maybe get whatever free agents you can get this offseason. But it's all about next offseason when Kawhi Leonard is a free agent, when Klay Thompson is a free agent, Kevin Durant will be a free agent again. You have all of these options next season to where you can make a big splash next season. So it's not really about this season if you're LeBron and if you're the Lakers. So again, for you Lakers fans, I know you're excited, but I would really temper expectations, especially for this season. I think this is more of the 2019-2020 season is probably going to be that year where you're like, okay, you got the squad. We'll see what happens here. And you never know. If you're able to get Klay Thompson, you take a piece away from Golden State, that's huge, right? So, again, it's not about this season. They won't win a championship this season unless they somehow magically do something crazy. But I mean, looking at the list, I'm looking at the list right now. Yes, okay, say you trade for Kawhi, but you end up giving away Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, a couple first-round picks. That obviously hurts. But you have Kawhi Leonard, okay. Now what do you do? Because LeBron and Kawhi Leonard, without those pieces, are they better than Golden State? Are they better than Houston? No, not yet. So, again, no matter what they do, I think it's a situation where it's not about this year. You're going to have to continue to build. And that's what LeBron and that's what Magic talked about, obviously, the night of free agency. When that began, they talked for 3 hours, and that was probably in the discussions. Okay, this is not about winning this year. For LeBron, it was about family and business. Where do we go from here? Is Kawhi Leonard a possibility? Is a trade going to happen, or is the best thing if LeBron is saying, "Hey, I like these young pieces. Let's just keep these young pieces. Let's wait. We know we're going to get Kawhi next year. And if we wait long enough, San Antonio might get desperate enough to say, you know what, we'll just take whatever at this point. We'll take 2 first-round draft picks and Josh Hart, something like that, to where the Lakers are like, okay, we keep Kyle Kuzma, we keep Brandon Ingram, we keep Lonzo Ball, we get Kawhi Leonard, off we go. So, again, I think this will be kind of a long process if you're talking about what's going to happen with the Lakers and championship wise. It has to be a long process. So that's my thoughts on the LeBron James going to the Los Angeles Lakers. It's going to be exciting for Cleveland. It was a good run. I think it was a right move for LeBron. When you take into account everything, not just basketball wise, were there better basketball options? Yes. I believe it was Brian Windhorst came out and said there was other better basketball options. Philly could have been a better option. Denver, who really wanted a meeting with LeBron, was a better basketball fit. But again, when you're talking about LeBron, when you're talking about he's 33 years old, he's coming into the end of his career. What's the best decision for him? It was LA, not necessarily the Lakers, but LA was the best decision for him. So there you go. We'll see where the Lakers go from here. Obviously, we're not even close with free agency being done. They went ahead and signed JaVale McGee. Okay, Lance Stevenson. I mean, I kind of like the Lance Stevenson pickup. Again, he's not gonna help you offensively, but defensively, attitude-wise, maybe helping these young players grow up a little bit faster. Again, he can help it in those areas. So we'll see with that. But I think they need to make a couple of bigger splashes here in free agency if they want to compete this year. If not, and if the plan is, you know what, we're just going to hold out. We're going to wait for Kawhi next offseason. Then just build around LeBron. Build young guys. Put young guys around LeBron. See what they can do. I think it's already a better looking roster than what he had in Cleveland. So you're good there. But again, that was in the East, and they were the 4th seed in the East. At best, I think they're the 4th seed in the West, but I don't think they will even get there if they don't get Kawhi. Now, if they get Kawhi, I think they can be a 3 or 4 seed. But again, looking at the Western Conference, there's so many other teams, so many good teams in the West. It's tough. I mean, obviously with Golden State, with Houston, we'll see if San Antonio is decent. I'm not sure. If Kawhi doesn't play, we'll see how San Antonio does. They were the 7th seed last year. Don't think they end up being much. Obviously, OKC is going to be a factor with Paul George signing there. So you got those 3 teams that I think are currently ahead of the Lakers. We'll see what happens with the rest of free agency. But then you got Denver, you got Utah, Portland, New Orleans. I mean, you got a lot. I can't. Sorry if I'm forgetting some teams, but I mean, you got Phoenix on the rise here. They signed Trevor Ariza, so it's going to be interesting. I think the Lakers will be a top 6 seed. Top 6 seed. So anywhere between that 4, 5, 6 seed ranges, I think where they place as of right now. Obviously, that can change. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on LeBron James signing to LA. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Where do you guys think they kind of rank now in the West? And will they get Kawhi before the 2018-2019 season, or should they just wait? I mean, you're going to get him for free, so might as well wait. We'll see. Let me know in the comments below. But let's go ahead and talk about Paul George here. Paul George signing with the Oklahoma City Thunder on a 3-year deal, with the 4th year being a player option, $137 million deal for Paul George staying with Oklahoma City. Was that the best decision? I think this kind of surprised a lot of people, especially with LeBron deciding to go to LA after this happened. Obviously, LeBron was going to be going to LA no matter what, whether Paul George decided to stay in Oklahoma City or not. So was this the best decision for Paul George? Now let's look at it from his perspective here. Now, if you go to LA and LeBron joins you in LA, here's the thing: if the Lakers, and when you think about the Los Angeles Lakers, it's a championship organization, right? The goal is to win a championship. If they don't win a championship, it's not going to be really LeBron's fault, as long as he plays how he has been playing. I mean, if he's the great LeBron that we've been seeing, it's not his fault. It's going to land on someone like Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. They're going to be the scapegoats, as you say. If they succeed, it's going to be all about LeBron, not about Paul George. So again, when you take into account all of the pressures about going to LA and joining LeBron, staying in OKC might not be that bad, because if you win, it's probably because of you. You're going to get a lot of the credit along with Russ, but you're going to get more credit than if you were to win with LeBron. And if you don't succeed, where's all the blame going to go? Russell Westbrook. So when you look at it, that aspect of it, and from Paul George's perspective on that front, then OKC was the right deal. Obviously, he gets more money with Oklahoma City. Not much, but I mean, again, it's still millions of dollars. It's it's a factor, right? And then obviously they have a chance to make another run. Obviously he liked playing with Russ enough to be able to stay. Maybe he likes to play with Russ that much. You never know, and we'll see what they do next season, because now you have Russ and you have Paul George long term. Then maybe once Melo's deal is off of their salary, you can go out and get someone else that can be a big factor in Oklahoma City. You never know. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, was it the best decision for him? If I were Paul George, I mean, staying is actually really enticing because of the factors that I said. The pressure, not a lot of pressure. You won't get a ton of the blame. Russ will probably get most of the blame. You get more money. And now that you've signed long term, I mean, maybe you can get a third person in there once Melo's deal is off. So, again, I would say for Paul George, I think it was more of a preference for him. Obviously, joining LeBron in LA with that current roster would have given him a better chance to win a championship. But again, I mean, when it's not always just about, you guys got to remember, it's not just about basketball decisions. Because if it was a basketball decision, LeBron wouldn't be in LA. If it was a basketball decision, Paul George wouldn't have signed with Oklahoma City. If it was a basketball decision, one of them would have gone to Golden State, to be honest. So, again, it's about family. It's about business decisions. It's about your personality. It's about what you want as far as media goes. So, again, it's you got to take these these factors into account, and that's why they signed it. Neither of these two decisions from LeBron or Paul George were basketball decisions. It was other factors that made them either re-sign or sign with the Lakers. So again, I mean that's kind of the whole deal. Now let's get to the Kawhi Leonard stuff, because this is just insane. So Kawhi Leonard has now come out with LeBron signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. Kawhi Leonard now is threatening the Spurs that if they don't trade him before the season, he will hold out. Wow. I'm not going to lie, you kind of lose a little bit of respect for Kawhi Leonard when you do this, just because you're getting paid millions of dollars. This isn't a money issue. I mean, it's a little low for Kawhi. I get he wants to go to LA. I get he doesn't want to be in San Antonio. I get it, but from a professional standpoint, you signed that long-term deal with San Antonio. You didn't make your last deal, your last year in San Antonio player option. It's on you. You've got to play out the rest of your contract. You have the obligation to. I personally think it's a little bit low of Kawhi, but again, when you want, it's a players' league, and when you want to go to a different team, when the things happen with San Antonio in-house, I get why he wants to leave, but I mean, if you're not traded, play out the rest of your deal or something. I mean, it's, again, I mean, you can. I'm from Denver. I'm a Nuggets fan. When you look at the Carmelo Anthony deal that happened in 2010, or 2011, I mean, in one of those years, it was, he played out. He wanted out. The Nuggets knew it. He wanted to go to the Knicks, and he requested that trade. But he was professional. He was a professional, and he played out the rest of his contract. The Nuggets traded him in February. They got a great deal out of it, and they moved on. But from my perspective, and as a Nuggets fan, I was okay with it. I understood why Melo wanted to leave. He wanted to go to New York. Again, business, money, family. All those decisions were a factor. Was it the best basketball decision? Of course not. He ruined that basketball decision back in 2007, I believe, or 2006, when he could have signed a 3-year deal, because it was supposed to be LeBron, Wade, and Melo in Miami, not LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. But Melo took a 4-year deal instead of a 3-year deal with the Nuggets, and then he couldn't sign and join LeBron and Dwayne Wade. So again, it's one of those things I think is a little bit low of Kawhi, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? So now where does this lead the Spurs? Because now the Spurs are screwed, because you look at it, the Lakers can say, hey, we got LeBron. We're going to wait. If you want to trade him, we're going to offer you Josh Hart, a couple first-round picks. That's what we can do for you. We're not giving up Kyle Kuzma. We're not giving up Brandon Ingram. And there you go. Good luck, San Antonio. And for the other teams, Boston and Philly, they're not going to offer a lot, because why would they? Kawhi wants to go to the Lakers. This is a 1-year rental. You're trading for him in the hopes and praying that he resigns. If not, well, you better hope that you win a championship. Maybe that can keep him there if you win a championship. And then you go from there. But again, what if you trade for him and Kawhi's like, you know what, I don't like this decision, I'm not going to play, like he did to the Spurs last season? Then you're completely screwed. So does Boston and Philly want to give up a lot? No, of course not. And so will San Antonio get a lot for Kawhi at this point? No, they will not, because the Lakers, they're fine with waiting. They have LeBron. They're good. They want to keep their young guys. And if LeBron wants to keep their young guys, they're going to keep their young guys. And we'll see Kawhi in LA next year. So this is a tough spot for San Antonio. And honestly, I feel bad for San Antonio. This sucks. I mean, this really sucks. I think what San Antonio should have done was, just take the best offer last February. That probably wouldn't have been the best decision. They won't get a very good deal here in the offseason. They maybe will get a better deal in February, but Most likely not. So again, tough decision for the Spurs at this point. I think if you're the Spurs, just take the best deal now. Get it over with. If it's trading him to LA, trade him to LA. You get Josh Hart out of it. Maybe you can eke out Brandon Ingram out of it. But obviously, the Lakers want to keep Kyle Kuzma. Maybe you can get in a 3-team deal where you can get someone else. Denver's been talked about being in part of a 3-team deal, so you get Denver's first-round pick. The Lakers would have to take on a cap space from Denver, but maybe you get another young guy from Denver for someone else that Denver wants. I don't know. We'll see. If you can get a third team in, maybe you can get a better deal out of it. But again, if I'm the Spurs, you just take the best deal that you can and you go with it and you move on, because right now you're in a bad spot. The Lakers can wait because they have LeBron. They're not pressured into trading for Kawhi now that LeBron is there. So, again, and if you're the Lakers, like I said earlier, if you trade for Kawhi and you give up all these pieces, you're not going to win a championship. The best way for you to win a championship as soon as possible is to wait out this year, sign Kawhi next year, maybe sign a third person along with to join all of these young guys, and off you go. So, you don't want to make the mistake that the New York Knicks made with Melo back in 2010. That's the whole deal with that. Good luck, Spurs. I feel for you, but you kind of did it to yourselves as well. So that's the whole thing with Kawhi Leonard. That's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Where will Kawhi land? What should the Spurs do? And should the Lakers trade for Kawhi now, or should they just wait it out? You're not going to win a championship this year. Wait it out. Why not? Let's look at the other free agents here right now. DeAndre Jordan, verbally agrees to a 1-year deal with Dallas. Sure. Okay. I guess DeAndre just really loves Dallas. Is he from Dallas? I'm not really sure what the whole deal is with Dallas. They have a good young upcoming team. They're probably not going to make the playoffs this year. I mean, depending on how Doncic ends up being, we'll see what happens with that. It's kind of a weird deal because it's only a 1-year deal as well. I think the whole thing is sign a 1-year deal. That's not a max 1-year deal. It's only, I believe, $24 million. And next offseason, Dallas actually has a bunch of cap space to open up. That's when they can give DeAndre Jordan his max deal. So that's probably what they're doing. Again, Dennis Smith Jr., very good player. We'll see what happens with Doncic. I don't believe in Doncic, but you never know. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. So, 1-year deal with DeAndre Jordan. Trevor Ariza. This surprised a lot of people. 1 year, $15 million to join the Phoenix Suns. That hurts Houston. That hurts Houston a lot. We'll see. I mean, I don't think Houston really has a chance to beat Golden State at this point. I think they've lost too much. And if they don't sign Clint Capella, because there's some weird things going on right now with Clint Capella, they're not going to be able to beat Golden State. And the whole path for Golden State to get a three-peat, it's a whole lot easier. So I don't know what this deal was. I don't know why Ariza wanted to leave Houston. It had to have been a money thing at this point, and Ariza just wants to get the most money he can. Phoenix is a young, upcoming team. I mean, again, you get DeAndre Ayton, you have Devin Booker, Josh Jackson is a solid player, TJ Warren. Hey, you add a veteran presence, solid, I guess, if you're Phoenix. I mean, I don't mind it for Phoenix. I think it's a solid deal. It's only 1 year. Solid. I mean, you get a veteran here who can really help these young guys and show them, what the NBA is all about. So, solid deal for the Phoenix Suns. Sucks for Houston. Good deal for Ariza. He gets paid. Jokic and Barton stay in Denver. Will Barton signs a 4-year, $50 million deal. I believe that last year is a player option, so really 3 years. He can opt out for that 4th year if he wants. And Nikola Jokic re-signing with Denver, getting that extension. The deal was that the Nuggets would opt out of his team option for his 4th year, gave him a 5-year max. Now, here's the thing that makes it so important for Denver. That 5th year is not an option. So it's a full 5 years with Nikola Jokic in Denver. They have another 4 years with Gary Harris. They need to re-sign Jamal Murray in a couple of years. So you're good there. man, the Nuggets are looking good. The Nuggets are looking really, really good with this young team. All of them are 23 or younger. Will be 24 or younger going into the season. It's other than Barton, he's 27 going into his prime. Wonderful deals for Denver. We'll see where they go, but by the time all of these guys are in their prime, 26, 27, and 3 or 4 years, LeBron's probably going to be done, and Golden State, at least not retired, but at the end of his long prime that we've been seeing, he'll probably be done. Golden State might implode. I mean, they're going to be towards the end of their run as well. So at that point, it'll be Boston, who's obviously young. I think Phoenix has a good shot. Utah, and then Denver. All those 4 teams. I Philly as well. I'm probably forgetting a couple teams, but these young teams, as long as they don't trade their young assets, just wait it out. Wait Golden State out. Wait LeBron out. These teams are going to be good in 3 or 4 years. So really good in 3 or 4 years, maybe even sooner. So solid deal for Denver. Now, let's look at the remaining free agents here. Obviously, a couple more deals happened. But the remaining free agents right now, the biggest one is probably DeMarcus Cousins. Will he re-sign with New Orleans? Obviously, with that Achilles injury, he's probably not getting the best deals out there from free agent-wise from other teams. Will he join the Lakers? Is that a possibility? We'll see, but I think he ends up staying in New Orleans. Obviously, we'll probably find out here within the next couple of days. Dwight Howard, where will he go? I've heard Golden State wants Dwight Howard. That's just insane to me. He would be taking a huge pay cut, but in order to win a ring, is he willing to do it? Maybe. Dwayne Wade, we'll see where he goes. Most likely will re-sign with Miami. I don't see why not, but you never know. Wade might just go to LA and just join LeBron. That'd be interesting. Rajon Rondo, where will he end up signing? I think the possibility is him re-signing with New Orleans. He played well with New Orleans. He fits well with New Orleans. I think he can get a decent deal there. And let's see, Isaiah Thomas. I don't think he'll be staying in LA. So where will he go? Not really sure. I haven't really heard any rumors on Isaiah Thomas. I'm really curious to see where he goes. Tyreek Evans will be meeting with the Lakers. That's a good place for him and for the Lakers. That's a good deal if they can get Tyreek Evans. Julius Randle, restricted free agent. Now, here's the thing. Maybe the Lakers are saying, now reports are Julius Randle wants out of LA. He doesn't want to re-sign there. So I don't think he signs there. But again, if you're the Lakers, you have the cap space. But again, that whole deal with Kawhi, you might as well hold out, I guess. Again, Julius Randle, I'm not sure if that's the best decision to re-sign him. And he also wants out. So that'll be interesting to see where Julius Randle lands. He's a good player. He's a really good player. And then Clint Capella, this whole thing with Houston is really, really weird. They lose Trevor Ariza probably because of money. And if it's about money, I'm not sure if they can sign Clint Capella. He recently tweeted out an emoji where it was kind of like an upset emoji. Maybe he's not getting the offer he wants from Houston, and now all of a sudden he might be an unrestricted free agent. So, and he can sign elsewhere. We'll see. That's going to be interesting. Julius Randle, Clint Capella, and then Jabari Parker, restricted free agent as well. Those 3 restricted free agents, if those teams don't sign them, it could get real interesting to see where those 3 go, especially Jabari Parker. That's an interesting one. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the rest of the free agents and what your thoughts are on LeBron, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. I'm curious to see what you guys think about all of this. So hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this mini little podcast thing I'll be doing every Friday. It will just be NBA. It'll be NFL, MLB, NHL, if anything, in those leagues happen. This is just sports talk. here chilling with you guys talking sports. So if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more of this. I do NBA 2K gameplay, Madden gameplay as well when Madden 19 comes out. So, and any other games, if you guys want to see any other games and you guys have recommendations, let me know in the comments below as well. So kind of a whole new start with this channel. We'll see what happens with this channel and see how it grows, but let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this whole new format. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.